Live.
What's up, lawn dogs? Floyd is here, back with Lawn Dog Coffee. Got my coffee, ready to go. Drew, what's going on?
Not
Deputy
much.
or Grasshopper Cruise?
Oh, shoot. Let me turn my YouTube off. There we go. Yep. Today I decided to have some tea today. Still got a lot of caffeine in it, though.
Well, my kids have been off. Kids have been off school, so they've been taking my computer to do all their schoolwork. So
Sure.
the Mondays and Wednesdays, my daughter has it from like 8 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm going to do these on Tuesdays and Thursdays. She has it from 8 to 1. So I'm going to do these. Lawn Dog Coffee is going to be from 8 till about 9:30 on Mondays and Wednesdays. So that's what we're going to do for now and see how it goes and
Right on.
get more people in there. Jacob, what's going on, man? Hey, there's a link up there somewhere. Y'all can come on in.
Mm-hmm.
Chat about what's going on. Chat about Peninsula the other
I
day.
did not hear about that.
Troops being deployed around the U.S. like we're getting ready to be invaded. I don't know what's going on. My buddy just called me about all this. I didn't even know this was going on.
Man.
I guess China, there's a bunch of Chinese troops in Canada, and they're not leaving. And
I didn't hear nothing about this.
I don't know nothing about it. Deputy probably does. He knows everything.
You got to find the special news that they tell you everything, you know?
Yeah. Oh, let's see. So copy and paste. What you been up to, Drew?
Oh, just some work and hanging out at the house and trying to stay healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, try to still kind of keep a routine going, but you know, things open and they close and all that.
Yeah, Dude, get out here and talk. I heard a bunch of Chinese troops are in Canada right now, and they're not leaving. They went there for some winter training, some cold weather training, and now they're not leaving after Canada told them they had to leave. And I guess there's a bunch down in Mexico, like they're getting ready to do an invasion, which would be a big mistake on their part. And I guess all the aircraft carriers and ships just got deployed to the east and west coasts in the ocean. I don't know. I don't know if it's all bull crap. My buddy just called me. I don't know if any of it's true or what's going on. No idea.
Mm. But
I have a feeling there's too many. As much as this country is divided, if this country were to come under attack, nothing would bring us back together faster. I'm a big believer in that.
Mm-hmm.
We all may be divided. I may be red, Drew may be blue, but I guarantee you, if this country came under attack like a Red Dawn type of thing, this country would come together.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not the 20-year-olds. Us old farts would. Come on up, Deputy. I haven't seen you in a while, man.
What is it now? Is it after 26 or 28? You cannot be in the draft or whatever.
Oh, I have no idea. I mean, I joined the military. I was 31.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna share this out on. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think they have. I don't think they'll ever reinstate the draft.
Mm-hmm.
They may, but it would be a big world war type thing, not a.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, Grasshopper, I got you. I'm going to share this out anyway, as soon as I remember how to do all this crap. All right, so first thing I got to do is go to my pictures.
Pictures?
That's maps. I do that all the time when I want to go to my pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I hit maps.
Yep. Got to move that so it's easier to hit to, away from the maps.
On YouTube. Home. But yeah, we've been crazy, man. With all the got our fall cleanups done about Thanksgiving. So that was good. Then we were installing in Christmas lights like crazy to the point where I had to turn down customers because the supply is just was killing me. Like I tell people, like people called last week, I'm like, listen, even if I do this job, I can't get supply for another week and a half. It's just taking that long to get here.
I mean, isn't it?
I'm giving them ideas for next year. They got an idea, and we can plan better next year, which is good.
Isn't it pretty good money though to do a house? I mean, I was told at least here you can get thousands for a house, or 1,000 or 2, or sometimes more if it's a huge house. And
November was my most profitable month. Let me check this out. Well, due to the Christmas installation, the holiday. Oh, that worked. What did Ranger just do? Ranger just posted Instagram. I like it when people do that. The face swap thing. But yeah, man, it's and I just mailed out all my contracts for next year, trying to get it done early. Last year we sent them out in February. This year I'm going to try to send them out before the end of the year. And I tried doing the whole lock the price in place before we have to raise prices, because God knows what's going to happen after President switch out. I don't know if gas prices are going to go back up to $3 a gallon. Right now they're about $1.80 here.
It sucks that, a lot of us now has to deal with what's going on. You know what I mean? Whether we like it or not.
It don't matter to me. I think the president in a lot of ways is, well, maybe not with President Trump, but presidents in the past have just been a figure. They don't, they do what they're told, or somebody always telling them what to do. And I think President Trump was the first one to say, no, we're going to do it my way, which is why I liked him. I know he kind of spoke inappropriately, or, said stuff that he probably shouldn't say, but at least with him, you knew what you were getting. Like, I don't trust anything, Biden's going to say. I just don't trust, because I don't know where it's coming from.
Right.
That's the issue. I think that's why so many people were fighting and voted for Trump last time. Because people know what they're getting. He may not be politically correct, but we all know that. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. This ain't about politics today.
No, it's not.
I'm just coming to say hi to everybody and say I'm glad to be back. There's no snow. I'm not supposed to have snow apparently for the rest of December, which means I haven't plowed yet.
Man.
So,
We've had one good plow here yet.
No, man. South of Grand Rapids, down by where Brian's Lawn Maintenance is and stuff, they're getting pounded. So I bet he's going to be posting some videos the next few days. But north of Grand Rapids, we ain't getting nothing.
So, okay, say for this year, I'm sure you probably did last year, but you probably have a minimum price you have to cut a grass, to take on a.
Yep, I have a minimum per cut and a minimum per pull out. No matter how big the driveway is. It's pretty cheap here. We call them Hollanders. I live with a bunch of Hollanders. They're a bunch of cheap, rich people. And so, I mean, I keep my prices fair, but,
Absolutely. I think my standard is going to be at least 40, to mow a small yard.
I'm not even that low. I'm not even that high. I'm lower than that.
Are you?
Yeah. But I'm not upset because I'm doing good. I did good last year. I didn't do very well managing my money, let's say. When it came to equipment breakdown or something like that, I didn't try to fix it myself. I didn't try to, save. I just took it to the shop, which is expensive. I took it to my dealer and he fixed everything. So I wanted to have a year without flaws. I don't want to have anything holding me up. The first full year with 75 plus clients, I didn't want any hiccups. So I paid that extra. But next year, I'm not going to do that. Next year, I'm going to, if something goes wrong, I'm going to try to fix it myself. I got that capability.
That's pretty good, though, 75 yards. I mean, that'll keep you busy for sure.
Oh, yeah. I worked 40 hours. We all worked 40 hours a week, but we didn't work Saturdays and Sundays. This summer, we had a good summer. We didn't really have to work Saturdays and Sundays at all as makeup days.
Right on.
We always had our weekends off. So it worked out well, man. We had a good 2020 I'm putting together some lesson learns videos right now for the year. I'm going to do my Christmas light install lesson learns first, and then I'll do lawn care because I got a lot more lessons on lawn care. Christmas lights, I have about 5 or 6 that I learned. Trying to see if I got any more before I post it, but the Christmas light or the lawn care, I have a lot.
Yeah.
So, but I think lessons learned is a video a lot of us put out at the end of the years.
I mean, that's not bad. I mean, you probably did 12 to 15 yards a day?
Yeah. And it wasn't
not bad.
And I had 3 employees.
Yeah.
You know, they all worked about 30 hours a week.
Yeah, you had the girl and the guy, right?
I had 2 guys and a girl. Yep. And then, so I had Tyler. Or excuse me, let me start. I had Micah. Micah was my lead. He's been doing this for 5 years. He's actually been doing it longer than me. It's kind of funny, but he was my lead, and I went to him for a lot of advice.
Sorry, let him teach the owner.
Well, to a point, yeah. But I trusted him, and I had him and his brother, Gabe, and they ran one truck, and then me and Morgan. Morgan is actually my cousin's daughter, and we ran the other truck. A lot of people keep calling her my daughter. She's not my daughter. She's my cousin, second cousin actually. But I treat her like my daughter. You know, we're very close. And then Micah went off to college, and he's not coming back. This was his final year. He's doing his internship next year, and then he's gonna, I don't know, mechanical engineering or something. Gabe's still in high school. He'll come back after high school is done. Hey, Rob, what's going on, man?
What's up, man?
Gabe will come back next spring. Morgan will be back for at least 1 more year. And then after everybody kind of went to college, I needed to hire somebody. So I hired this kid named Tyler. And Tyler's been working with me, and he's still kind of working with me. He's helping me plow this winter. I laid him off, and we talked about it. He's going to plow for me when he can, but he's got another job through the winter, and then in the spring he'll come back.
So, I mean, all right, so let me ask you this. I'm just curious, like, in your situation, how for what you have, is that about right to have an employee or two, like profit wise and things like, I don't know.
So last year I probably could have got away with 1 less employee for sure. But being my first year, I'd rather make less money and make sure everything's good instead of like cutting back on employees and struggling. You know, I wanted to make sure everything's good. So next year, it will depend on how many contracts I get back, on how many employees I'll bring back. It's gonna matter. What's up?
What's up,
guys?
How you been, man?
Surviving, bro.
I hear you haven't found a house down there in Hurricane Alley yet.
Not yet, man, but you know it'll come.
My cousin, she just moved down to Florida, and she put in she told me this is how it went because it came to a shock to everybody. She reached out to a realtor and said, "Hey, in 3 years we're going to be looking for a house." Blah 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 blah. Well, like a week and a half later, they called back and said, "We got one right now," and they had to jump on it. So they moved in a month down to Florida. Now they're in Disney World all the time.
Nice.
Well, ours is a little different situation. We're not looking to buy a house. We just want land.
Yeah. Put a trailer on it or something.
Yeah, that or build a container house. You know what I mean? Or just build a house.
Yeah.
You know, I was in the construction trade 30 years. I know a little bit about that stuff.
No,
I just got to get the codes, you know, for South Carolina, and it's off to the races then.
Absolutely.
Man.
Oh.
So what's been going on with you other than using a man lift to hang Christmas lights when you can use a 40-foot pole? I don't know, man. All that money out for
that wasn't that much money. How much you rent a lift for over there? A 50-foot lift.
We don't rent lifts. We use 45-foot extended poles to do all of our lights with. You know what I'm talking about?
45-foot extended.
Yeah, they still
I got one
45 foot
for
pole.
Christmas, like one, but they don't go that big.
Yeah, they're 45 foot long, and we put a spring clamp on the top, put a couple of zip ties around it, and tape that all up. Tape the center of the spring clamp so the lights don't hang up in it, and we go at it. Of course, we've had ours for a couple of years.
It wouldn't have mattered anyway. I'd have to get a lift to put those stars in anyway.
Yeah,
ain't no pulp on those stars up there. And the big thing, the big key to that tree was the stars, because that's what they wanted to represent the two people that passed away this year. Those stars were to represent those people.
Hey, that's great, Rob. Glad you got that pipe fixed.
Yeah, I got to go tear up my toilet today after this. The I can't think what they're called. The rings.
The wax seal. Yeah.
Wax seals.
Well, not the wax seal, but the rings where the bolts stick out of.
The flange.
It's all busted and rusted out. And I tried fixing it, and it didn't work really well the first time. So I went out. I'm gonna have to do it again.
Did you buy a steel adapter for it? And just
I did today. This time I didn't. Last time I didn't. I just tried quick fixing it, and it didn't work. So this time I'm going to end up. I got the steel adapter, and I bought one of those PVC rings with the rubber seal that you shove down because I got the old piping. Not PVC. It's steel, whatever.
Black steel. That's what.
Yeah.
Rob was fixing.
Yeah.
Was that black steel pipe?
We'll get it done today. It won't be that hard. It's not that hard. I've done them. I've messed with them before. It's just a shitty job.
Yeah. Literally. Yeah. Get yourself a compo, man. Just go ahead.
I gotta go get gloves. That's what I got to get.
That'll wash off your skin. Just get gloves. Get the compo face mask with the charcoal filters, please. Yeah. If you're like me, you'll be gagging. When we were young, we could handle that. Now we're older. We're like.
I remember the first time when I was a kid and my dad had to get our septic tank pumped out, man. We were all like watching it, and the smell that was coming from that hole they had in their backyard. Oh, my God. It was brutal.
Where's our mic at?
He knew about it. I'm sure he'll be on here.
Maybe he's got Chinese soldiers in his backyard.
He might. I actually wanted to ask him. I don't know. My buddy called me and said, "Hey, you have any military friends?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I still got some." We don't do a lot with talking about stuff like that. It's not like they're posting that stuff on social media. That's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And he's like, he heard that there's a bunch of Chinese troops in Mexico, a bunch of Chinese troops in Canada. They were in Canada doing cold weather training. Canada wants them to leave. They're not leaving. Somebody apparently F-16 crashed in our Upper Peninsula, but somebody's saying it got shot down. It wasn't a malfunction. And then apparently something exploded out off the coast of Maine. Like there was a ship or something that sank, and they're calling it an earthquake or like a landmine went off, but they were telling everybody it was an earthquake. I don't know. Conspiracy theorists. I don't know. Man,
I ain't heard nothing like that over our local news.
Yeah,
and just like you, I still have friends that are remain and stuff. They'd have called me already and told me what was going on.
I know, that's what I feel.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I feel like if there was something going on, we know. It's hard to hide crap nowadays. This ain't the 50s and 60s where you could get away with hiding stuff. The news is everywhere. Phones, cell phones. I mean, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't got no text messages saying zero your rifles, baby. It's time to fly.
Yeah.
So until I get those, I'm not worried.
I'm not either. I'm not.
When I get one of those, I'm going to be worried.
I also think any country is foolish to try to invade the U.S.
Yeah.
Any country. Because there's a bunch of camouflage hat rednecks out here that would just come out of the closet.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, did the pilot die, or did he get out?
I have no idea. I didn't even know about it until this morning. I don't
even think it's even true.
How little I watched the news. I just can't stand watching the news. So
it's a cover-up.
Yeah.
No, the news today is. Who do you believe?
Right.
Yeah,
It's all lies. So,
only news I watch right now about Christmas light displays. My wife just tagged me in one. Let's see what she said. Where'd it go? Oh, maybe I lost it. I don't know. Maybe I thought maybe I made the news.
so how close are you to a new mower for another vet there, buddy? They're still mowing grass down south.
Yeah, I know. Nope, I don't know where I went. Crap. So I had to set up the PayPal. I had to go into my USAA account, and now you think about it, I can check this real quick. But USAA don't do business accounts, and they don't do nonprofit accounts. So they said if they found out that I'm using that for mowers for vets or whatever, they would shut that account right down. So I had to switch it over to my account here locally, Gerber Federal Credit Union. And I just actually, after Brett did that donation yesterday, I went to transfer it over to that account to see where my balance is. And I have to do the whole 2 small deposits and verify that as my account and then send that back. So I'm going to check that real quick while we're talking about it. Oh,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Old Brett came through again, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. He's got that giveaway on Sarah's today.
Yeah.
I don't know what time she's going on. Well, that's
That it's nice to see people giving back if they can.
Well, I'll be taking donations here before long for the move to Exodus of Michigan. I've been watching the prices in South Carolina for the last 6 months steadily rise for property. I'm like, holy crap. I'm going to have to charge double of what I was planning on charging just to go out and make enough money to buy me a piece of land.
You planning on mowing when you get down there?
No.
Or just irrigation?
Just irrigation, house wash, and window washing. And all 3 will be separate companies.
Mm-hmm.
You can get that doing business as one company, but then have the doing business as.
DBAs, yeah.
Yeah. What the hell?
Yeah, I have DBAs here.
I actually have to get one. I know I got to get one for owner holiday lighting.
Oh, is that what you named it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to separate them for tax purposes, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. Right now it's not, but I do need to. I just locked my account. This is dumb. I have to check it later, I guess.
We just got that. Well, Jim just got that new white-out Western plow. Mm-hmm. Man, that thing's a beast, and we ain't got no snow. We replaced the old plow with the new plow and got it all wired up for our trucks, and it ain't snowed.
We ain't either. I bought that. I haven't done it. I'm going to do it this week. I'm making a video. I bought the Boss VXT, the V plow.
Yeah.
Brand new. Like, $7,000. The things aren't cheap. And I haven't got a bit of snow yet. It's like, oh my God, man.
Nice.
We got a little bit. We got about an inch. It was on that cusp of, do I go out and push? No, it's not there yet. People are going to complain because it's not 2 inches. But then I sit and I got to call my company because, like Dollar General, for instance, I plow them. Well, they don't want me plowing for 3 inches, but they have an option to go salt. Just
right.
Salt the product. Well, last year I went and did that. I just salted one time, and then they yelled at me for doing it because they didn't ask for it. Well, I'm like, here. Well, wait a minute here. What's your standard with this? Because I just don't want to go through that again. So I got to call them and talk to them. That's this on my to-do list.
In our contracts, we always put if they're a 0 tolerance place, we're going to come salt if there's a threat.
Yeah. But none of my places are 0 tolerance.
Yeah, we don't do the vet home no more. Just things are so bad over here with the shutdown and lockdown that we lost $4,500 on last Monday when she shut us down again. You know what I mean? Because the restaurants aren't opening, they don't want their lights up.
Ours all opened back up.
Did they?
Yep, they said that our bowling alley stayed open. They never shut down. But I guess that was a statewide decision by owners of bowling alleys because this is their money. I mean, they shut down last year early, and if they didn't open this year, they'd be done.
Yeah, a lot of the businesses here have gone. I mean, they're just gone. You'll drive downtown, and what had tables and chairs out in June?
Mhm.
There's nothing there, inside or out.
It's
Stripped
not like
buildings.
we can eat outside anymore here. You know, I know
Right.
some places are trying. They're trying to put those dome tents up, those igloo tents, and I know they're trying, but it's not like we can just go out and sit on the patio and eat.
I don't even think that's going to make it anything better anyhow, because what's the difference between that and going inside? It's pretty much the same thing.
You have 7,000 people in Target shopping, but you can't have 10 in a restaurant eating.
Yeah, that's ridiculous,
You
man.
know, it's
That's another reason for the move too. Is I don't know about you, but I sold all my mowers this year.
yeah, I saw that.
I sold the last one to Noah Webb, Ann Arbor. He got my baby, little sucker. I don't know how I let him talk me out of it, but I did. I really didn't want to move all that stuff. That's the truth about it. I still have a lot of equipment.
I moved a lot of times, man. It gets expensive.
Yeah, we got 3 trucks and 2 trailers, so it's going to be hard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have someone drive the 3rd truck down and just tow trailers and hope for the best. We went down 2 weeks ago. I went from here to Chattanooga on 3 tanks of fuel. That's not bad.
No.
It was like $22 each time to fill up.
What's your gas prices over there right now? We're about $1.80.
$1.90, $1.91.
Yeah, it's weird though, because it'll be like $1.80 today and then $2.10 tomorrow, and then back down to $1.90. I don't understand how it's not like jumping 5 or 10, a couple cents. It's jumping like 20 cents. It's like,
yeah, we went up 40 cents overnight a couple of different times.
That's weird to me. I know, I've never seen.
All right, gas dropped. That's cool.
So
I don't know. The cheapest guy.
I know it drops when they do shutdowns. It drops because less people are driving.
Yeah,
I know that's the thing. But
we're at $1.89. I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'm going to fill up all my gas cans today.
Drew's State, Ohio, just outside of Columbus.
Mm-hmm.
I got gas for $1.76 or something at a Love truck stop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, really? And it was the only thing open,
Hey, so Rob from True Allegiance is signing some papers. He's supposed to be getting me back for the Morris for Vets deputy, and then once I get them back, I got to send them to you to sign, and then just mail them back. It's kind of like board member paper type stuff.
All right.
And we got to meet like once a year in February. Me, you, Rob, and my buddy Brent. We'll just do it over YouTube or whatever, and talk about. I don't know. I've never done this before, so I don't know what we're going to talk about, how we're going to try to raise money or what we're going to do. It's hard in the summertime. I realize it's hard for me to really do the Morris for Vets as much as it is now. Easier for me now because I have more time. I still want to do it, but hopefully as I get a little bigger, I have more time. Right now, it was crazy. I was busier in the fall than I was the whole summer.
Yes.
Like my fall and then Christmas, I was crazy. And I didn't expect it to be like that. I thought it'd start slowing down, but it seemed like it picked up. November was my most profitable month.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect it to be at all.
Here in the thumb, everybody's working from home.
Mm-hmm.
So they weren't having us do anything. We did not do a single, we did one landscape job, and that was for Warren and Lisa that own the local bar where we play darts at, because their health is not able to do it. And it was just put a ring around a tree. It was nothing.
Yeah.
And we didn't do but 4 or 5 installs all year.
Yeah, I only did, I think, a couple mulch jobs, but they were small ones. They weren't no big ticket items, I think, due to, what's going on.
Yeah. But at least, your first year, you learn a lot, right, Drew?
You do. You absolutely do.
If you have questions or whatever and you need some answers, you can call me, Shane has my number. Sarah has it. You're there quite often. You know what I
I
mean?
try to when I can. I figure why not? If I'm not mowing or my tree friends don't need me for work or whatever, I'll go help Shane. Like I'm all about making money, not sitting around if I don't have to.
Right. And he's an all right guy.
He is.
He and I don't always see eye to eye.
Mm-hmm.
Is that you and Shane?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Shane.
And
I like giving him crap, but yeah.
me too. But he doesn't always take it as just being given crap. Then I tried to nice down a little bit, you know what I mean, and slack up a little bit because
I just messaged Mikey, see where he's at.
yeah, I was getting a little stressed out and a little too vulgar at times.
Mm-hmm.
Had to back off.
I probably could have started these a couple weeks ago. I just was like, my kids needing a computer for school, and I was like, oh. But finally, I just told them, I said, hey, and then I sat down and said, what's your school schedule? I said this. I said, okay, well then I can do it Mondays and Tuesdays till 9:30. Well, they went to school today, so Wednesdays are high schools open, not open for school, but open for like kids to come in if they need help and catch up. They get it, they got to go.
So how does that online learning
They
work?
have it all separated where they got to go into the school and sit at their own table, but teachers can go around and help and stuff, which is nice. So I sent them off today. I said, you guys need to go. They're a couple behind in a couple assignments, and they're like, I just don't understand it. I said, well, that's what Wednesdays are for. I said, honestly, we should have probably been doing this a long time ago. We should have started this from day one. Wednesdays, you go to school and get help,
Yeah.
But we'll see what they do after the first of the year, if they let the kids go back or not. I don't know if they will. We'll see.
Yeah.
Hopefully this vaccine kills everything and gets everything back to normal. I don't know. Makes everybody feel a little warmer about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
The grandkids are all on online school, and yesterday the wife went to visit and she found out that they had school until late in the evening, and she's like, why? I'm like, well, they don't start until 11:20 in the morning, honey. Of course they're going to be in school till 5 or 5:30. You can't go at 2:30 and expect them to be able to come out.
My one daughter, she's got to be on this computer at 8:00 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. She's got a class every Tuesday and Thursday at 8, and then every day at 10, she's got a Zoom class.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. I give them props. As much as it's frustrating, I don't know that I could do it.
Well, I tell you that education is important, and if they'd have missed this year to set them back 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And school districts are really strange. I noticed that the kids over in Weedman near you, their academics is much of a higher grade than the ones that are near us here in the Thumb, actually they live south of us, and that county's academics stinks. So now the grandkids go up here, which is a better school, and now they can't go to school at all. I'm like, so why do we do all this shifting around and getting them in another school district to get them out of the bad school district? But
it
is what it is.
It changes. My kids were when we were in Germany, they were going to a DoD school. When we went to Colorado, we got there, my kids were behind. Like the school, like they were behind a lot. It was we didn't notice the difference, at DoD. But when we got to Colorado, they were way behind. And then they got caught up. They had to do. I think one of my kids had to do a class in the summertime just to get caught up with everything. Then we moved back here to Michigan. Now my kids are way ahead. They're taking classes they took in 8th grade. It's like it's weird how the schools are so different from one another.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I do. I don't think Biden will be president long, and I think that's because he's just not like he's going to get assassinated or anything. I think he's not mentally there.
No, he's not.
And he's sick. He's fighting.
Yeah.
He's not healthy.
Yeah, Kamala Harris will be our next president. You're right. Be our first woman president. And, then we'll impeach her and we'll put somebody else in there. Because Pelosi will have her impeached.
She won't. She'll stay there. They got the House and the Senate.
Oh, no. Pelosi wants to be president. So she's going to have Kamala taken out. Besides, Kamala's hotter than she is. So she'll have her out. She can't have that president looking better than her.
Pelosi's a piece of crap. I'm like, how did she ever get to where she is? Look, at least Carmella slept her way to the top. I get that. I understand that. but Pelosi, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm already working on my Christmas light display for next year.
Are you?
Yeah,
You got music to it this year, so that it
I do.
plays music.
Yeah.
I seen some flashing, but there was no volume, no sound to the video you put out on
posted a new video.
Instagram.
Oh yeah, probably not. But I did post a new video. Mom, it's over.
Yeah. Sorry, Mom, but
I know you're trying hard.
I'm a 20.
You better have a Biden full day, Ma. You gotta have a Biden full day. Accept it. There ain't no lawyers. There ain't nothing gonna change it.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's trying still, and if he does, oh my God, I'm staying out of the cities.
Oh Lord.
Oh my God, this country will burn.
Nah.
Some places this country is going to burn. If somehow this switches over and he stays our president for another 4 years, this country is going to burn.
Yeah, well,
we're going to end up. A lot of people are going to end up doing it themselves. You're like they're going to burn your own thing.
Absolutely.
I don't know what EO means, Ma.
I don't either.
Yeah, my brother started decorating this year for Christmas and started talking a lot of crap. Like he's going to try to compete with me. And, yeah, no.
No, you're not going to have it, huh?
No. My plans next year are ridiculous already.
Mm-hmm. So how would you figure out what it costs you to go out on a day to cut grass?
How do I figure it out?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be honest with you, now I'm to the point where I can just walk the yard and figure it out.
I mean, like your I guess your daily business expenses, I guess, for like running, like that's what I meant. Like, how would you figure that out? So like say, okay, this day is going to cost me this much to go out and mow, and you know what I mean?
Well, after the third week of mowing, you should have a pretty good idea of what it costs you on that day and those lawns, so that you can look back on, if you're keeping records well enough, you'll be able to look back that week and then adjust according to the gas prices. There's in QuickBooks, if you're using QuickBooks, you know what I mean? That's really easy to print out that spreadsheet for that. If you're using Yardbooks, same thing, but you have to take the time to put all that stuff in, and it'll generate it for you.
Yeah, I am using Yardbooks, but I'm not using it fully to what it is, but I guess I'm going to have to explore
I'm not
a little bit more.
And if I'm going to actually start using Yardbooks fully, I'll probably end up paying and switching over to QuickBooks. It's better. I know it's a better program for all this stuff. You can actually scan your receipts in as you get them on your phone. It goes right in. But I'm cheap and I'm doing the free version of Yardbook still.
Right.
I wouldn't even say, honestly, what you're talking about, Drew. And I'm not saying I probably shouldn't, but I don't worry about it. Because all I look at is the end numbers. I have all my receipts down here, and I know what I spend on gas. And as long as all my bills are paid, I have a gas card. I have a card that's specifically for gas. I have one with me, and the other one's in my other truck. Or right now it's with Tyler, because Tyler has my plow truck, which we're getting ready to switch. Because I need the plow truck because he's going to work somewhere else for now. But at the end of the day, as long as all my bills are paid and I still got that money in profit, I don't worry about it. Now, this is something I should. Yeah, that's one of probably the first lessons learned that I'm going to put out at the end of the year for my business, better bookkeeping.
Yeah.
I kept all my receipts. I keep everything. I run everything off of one bank account. But my bookkeeping is not, well, let's just say it doesn't happen. That's just, I'm not going to lie, it doesn't happen. But it needs to definitely improve on it next year because it has to happen.
So I guess, say theoretically, if you make
Colin's a nightmare with me. right now. He's like, oh my God, hey, where you at? So we can do a projection for taxes. I'm like, dude, you don't even want to know. I got 12 months of folders of receipts, and I got my bank statements. That's about where I'm at. So
you should be running your business off of a credit card so that you can just print the statement off at the end of the month.
And I do. That's what he said. He actually said that to me. He goes, hey, instead of going through all your receipts, just print off your bank statements and then mark out what everything is on it and send that to me. So I think that's the key thing right there is making sure. Because I know when I pay it's a Capital One card. When I pay my Capital One, that's my gas. That's what I use for gas.
Yep.
Every single time. So.
So I guess, I mean,
I keep track of it daily like that. And I know a lot of people on here do. They keep track of how much gas they spend, how much, how much time they spent. I don't worry about it. I got my job is I got this schedule, this many properties. You got 8 hours to get them done.
Yeah. We get so much cash though from our customers anymore that it's like, that's what you have on hand. And it's easier to just walk in there, put your face bra on, give me, $40 on this pump, and you just do it and take the receipt and put the receipt away and figure it out when you get home or scan it in or whatever, but
Man, all my clients but one pay me in credit card through Yard Book,
credit card
or check. So, and I input the check number on Yard Book. So when they pay.
That's all you can do, man. So. You're doing the right thing. For us this year, it was so little that it was easy to keep up with, real easy for the cash payments, and then being home, going to the bank was like a field trip for a lot of our customers in this area. So they went on a field trip.
So. Absolutely. I mean, I guess if the bottom number comes down to, if you make say 400 or 500,
it's smart to do what you're doing, what you're asking though, Drew. I didn't do it this year, but it's smart because you should know what everything costs you. I'm doing it wrong, and I know that. I'm doing it to the point where it's worked for me this year. But like I said earlier, when it was just me and you, Drew, I just wanted to make sure I had a successful first year. That's all I cared about. That's all I cared about. It was my goal. I didn't care about, okay, you know what? That mower broke down. I sent it to the dealer to get fixed. I didn't worry about how much it even costs. But here's the thing. I had money in my bank to cover everything that happened. I made enough money. Like if I had to buy a new lawnmower, I could have done it. I just paid cash for that plow. It wasn't like but next year now I don't have to buy a plow next year. You know what I mean?
Right. Buy a plow for 10 years now.
Right. So
take care of it.
So that's exactly. So a lot of expenses that I bought this year,
did you get the
mess? No, I shouldn't have to mess with for a while now.
Did you get the flap and stuff for it so the snow
don't have the flap. I did buy the skid plates because I do got a couple gravel properties that I got to plow. And they're like, oh, we don't, the last guy pushed all this gravel up. And I explained to him, I said, listen, you have a gravel driveway. There's going to be some gravel. All we can do is try. I said, not to. I said, we'll try to make that first layer of ice, of snow. We'll pat it down. But I said, I can't guarantee it. It's like plowing people like, don't tear up my yard. Like, get out. We try not to tear up people's yards. It happens a little bit. It's just like almost impossible. We can know where your yard is. We lift our blades, but it still happens a little bit.
The only way you couldn't tear up a yard is just back drag it all out to the street and leave it in the street. But you can't do that.
Can't do that here.
Nope.
Oh, man,
nope.
Big trouble.
Big trouble. Yeah.
That's illegal.
Yeah. Yeah. You can push the curbing, but you can't push the street itself.
That's what I tell my customers all the time. Oh, just push it across the street. I'm like, or leave it in the street. I'm like, no.
I'm not kind. I can push it across the street.
And then I show them.
I can't leave it in the street.
Now, if it's in one of the HOAs or the communities, to where the county doesn't maintain the road or the state doesn't maintain the road, you can push it all anywhere you want.
Yep.
But if it's a county or a state maintained road, you better not drop your plow on it. I'm just telling you from experience that it's a $500 fine if they want to enforce it.
Hey, the link's in there if anybody else wants to come up. I see we got 5 watching.
I know when they asked me that, then I take it and I said, here's my city paper. This is what it says. We're not doing that. No.
Yeah.
No.
Don't push it across the street into the neighbor's yard.
Why? That's the most fun you can have, and have somebody complaining.
I tell you, I'm not looking forward. Last year, I got most of my complaining because of Plow, because they just never seemed to be happy. It's just, I'm not a fan of plowing.
I got like 17.
I do it because it's money, and it's good money. I mean, if we get a good winter, I did the math. I was like, man, you can make a lot of money in plowing. But nobody, I give everybody the option to. They can either pay per push or save 10% and pay up front, and, for like 25 pushes with a max cap. Most everybody did pay per push because we've had such soft winters over the last 2 or 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, you're not coming out. Last year I only went out like 12 times, So it kind of sucks, but not getting that money up front. But I understand it too. So what we need is a couple of hard winters, then everybody will go back to paying for the this.
When it doesn't snow, we all make out.
We don't have a single one of the prepaid accounts that we've had over the last 5 years, because last year was so light that they didn't get their money's worth, and the year before was so light they didn't get their money's worth.
Exactly, and I think that's why most of my customers did it that way this year. And I did a lot. I only had like 6 customers last year, and I've got 21 customers I'm plowing for this year, so I'm happy about that.
On a per push basis, though.
I say 19 of them. 18 of them are. A couple of them did do paid up front, but yeah. 19 of them I'm pushed and I haven't pushed yet. So
right.
And then Tyler's like, hey, you need me to come switch out with the plow truck? Because we do need to switch out. So I have the plow truck because he was going to plow, but now that he's got that job, I'm like, dude, we're good. We're not getting snow for another week and a half until probably after Christmas. So I said, yeah, this time you come over to grab something, because he's, Tyler's my daughter's boyfriend, and they live in Newego, so it's about 15 minutes from here, not far. But
he don't just take the company truck for a joyride, right?
No, he doesn't. I told him, I said, you can use it for your personal reason, just put your gas in it. If you're using it for work, you can put the business gas money in it, and I trust him. I trust him. I'm going to be a trusting boss, especially like employees, until they screw me. I feel that's when I'll start locking down.
Well, you have to, or you won't sleep. I'm just saying.
And it's kind of like my plan moving forward. Deputy, I wanted to ask you this, Neil. So let's say next year I go from 75 yards to 150. It's like crazy. Okay, and I have to bring on more people. If I hired a full-time employee, a second one, because Tyler's my first one, a full-time employee for the whole summer, and then maybe at that point I'd think about getting a second plow truck, a truck with a plow on it.
Mm-hmm.
Putting them on salary. And the reason I think about that is putting them on a salary so they're getting paid from year-round, and they don't have to worry about instances like this where they're not out working because there's no snow, but they're sitting at home collecting paycheck. Now I do expect them, if we get snow, to be out plowing, because I could pay them hourly, but like, to me, if I was an employee, I wouldn't want that. I'd quit and not work in the wintertime or something, you know what I mean? Because I need the money. I'd have to go get a second job, and then that second job is going to take priority. I want them to be a priority. I want owner lawn care to be the priority. They want to get a second job or do a second job in the winter, like selling party light or whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever. But I just,
what we did in the past was put them on partial. They drew partial unemployment. So when they weren't working, plowing snow, they were getting their unemployment benefits for the year.
Right.
And then when they would plow, once they reach their minimum amount of hours that they can have, their maximum amount of hours they can have to draw unemployment, and they have to pay a certain amount back to unemployment, everything above that, we paid them in cash.
Yeah. I thought about that.
We just give them, because you can't afford, unless you're having a really busy winter, to pay someone's salary all winter when there's no income coming in as a business.
You'd have to budget it from your income from lawn care. I mean,
But you're not. I mean, it's just not. It's not feasible to pay them enough salary through the winter.
I look at it like teachers. Teachers get salary and they work 6 months a year or 7, 8 months a year.
Yeah.
In their summertime, they're still getting a paycheck, but they're not working. And that's, because it's budgeted in. It's got to be budgeted. You can't do this if you don't budget it in and say, okay, let's say we're paying a guy $20,000 a year. I don't know. You got to put that $20,000 into a bank, and that's for paychecks, and that's it.
Yeah. But you can't expect a man to live on $20,000 a year.
No, I know. I just threw a number out there.
It's going to be 36, 38 for a half decent living. 42 to 45 for a really good living.
I want this from what I've seen, like watching Shane having employee issues, whether he's just picking bad employees or maybe he's a horrible boss. I don't know. Drew would know more about that than me. I don't know. I don't work with Shane. But I also see it's not just Shane. A lot of people have trouble keeping employees. They have an employee issue. So I'm sitting here so why don't we change the mindset of this career field and stop making it lawn care and make it more like a profession, like a journeyman apprentice, like electricians and plumbers, where you have that journeyman lawn care specialist, and then you have him with an apprentice who does the trimming and stuff, until he can become a journeyman. Now, I know we don't have the testing and all that of the electricians have to go through all that testing to get their journeyman license. But if we can somehow change the mindset that this is a career field, not a part-time job field.
Right. Or this is just all summer and winter, and then next year be like, meh, whatever.
Right.
Okay. Here's the thing with that, Floyd. All of these things that you brought up, like the electricians and plumbers and some painters and all of that, these are all regulated fields.
Right.
And you see where you are now.
I understand that. I know we're not there.
Someone can come work for you for 3-4 months, get some knowledge, and then they think they know everything there is about it because they're in the field. They may have the field knowledge, but they don't have the behind the scenes knowledge. They go out and they buy themselves a mower, a trimmer, and a blower, and now they're their own boss. And it's up to them to fail or succeed because there's no industry standards and there's no regulation on it. Anybody can go out with whatever cuts grass and start a lawn care company, and there's no testing or anything that you have to do. So it's it's an unregulated field. Mm-hmm. So until we regulate it, which would be bad for business for a lot of people. Yeah, we're not going to be able.
I agree with you on that. It's just trying to change the mindset. I guess I'm trying to do that here without the regulations that you're talking about. Because I mean, that's why. How else does True Green have people that work for them for 30 years? Well, I mean, they're huge. I get that they're a huge company, but when they mow grass too. I mean, I guess I don't see them around here mowing grass. They do more fertilization, but
it's all about the package you can offer. You know what I mean? But young companies, the young companies like yourself and like Drew, you can't offer them a decent package for healthcare, dental, vision. You know what I mean? It's just cost too much.
But my plan is to one day. I mean, I want to get that big where I can offer healthcare.
And I guess he's right. You got to offer them the right package, and especially if it's hourly, a good wage. Like around here, I'm finding out there's landscaping jobs from say $12 an hour all the way up to 20 some an hour. You got to give them something that, all right, I want to come to work. I mean, heck, I want to make that money.
Right. But with our short seasons, that's really hard to do. Now down in Texas, Florida, Georgia, where the seasons are longer, you can do that. Now, then again, if you pay them the snow wage, like most companies do here in Michigan, that when it snows, they make a whole lot more money during the winter. That's an incentive to come plow snow. And they make enough when there is snow to be plowed to survive those weeks that aren't. This winter, it would have been, no, they'd have been living off their unemployment, period. And that's all they're going to get. Of course, 2020 has been a special year. We'll never forget it all of the rest of our lives,
No,
you know. And
I don't think anybody under the or above the age of 14 will forget about it.
Mm-mm.
You know, you're gonna have them little kids; they'll forget about it, but well, I'll remember this. And
I mean, it's like for me, instance, you know, if I was to ever get an employee, I could probably only pay somebody, I don't know, $10 or $12 maybe an hour. I mean,
well, Drew, here's where
wage in Ohio.
Knowing your worth right here is where that comes in at.
mm-hmm.
You have to charge enough per man hour to be able to pay that employee and make his salary plus off of him. So if you're going out and say you got a hedge trimming job and you take 2 guys out there, whether your helper trims hedges or just uses a rake, you have to charge the same that you're charging for yourself for that gentleman to be able to pay him and make money off of him.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing about being business is making money off of your employees and not physically doing the work anymore and charging a high enough rate to where that you don't have to work, but you're still making the same wage, if not double, or $10 more an hour than he is for just being an owner and a business person.
Mm-hmm. And so if you're paying that employee you $10 an hour, then you're charging $24 per man hour for that guy. So if he's out there an hour, you're charging 24. So you pay his 10, and then you profit that $12 or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I figured if I had somebody like that, I figured minimum $50 an hour. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Well, that's high for me here.
Well,
it's unfortunate because like my Christmas light installation house, I don't know if I posted it. I am not where I should be when it comes to my prices. My worth is way more than what I'm charging right now. Mm-hmm. But my name isn't out there. My reputation isn't there yet. So I'm charging less for my Christmas light installs than what I should be charging. Matter of fact, the tree the 52-foot tall tree, I even told the guy after I was done, I said, listen, you got a hell of a deal here because this price should have been doubled. I said, but that's because I don't want him going around telling people what I charged him because I won't charge that again. I don't want him saying, oh, we got it for like this price. And then when somebody else comes and says, hey, what'd you get that for? And he tells them, I'm like, no, that was a one-time deal. You know, It's hard because I don't want him advertising the price that I gave him because that job should have been doubled. But it's tough. I'm trying to get my name out there, which I think it is. It is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So as I grow, my prices will go up with that too. So
right. Well,
they need to be now.
For the irrigation side, we're at $65 an hour per man.
Thanks, Rob.
Okay. And that's per guy. If it's 1 guy, 3 guys, 5 guys, whatever it is, everybody gets they get charged $65 per man hour.
Right.
So, and that's
$130 an hour, man.
Yeah, it's craziness. And they get a service fee already because I've already got an hour invested, or actually, nearly an hour invested just to go get parts and go over there and load the stuff up and drive to their house to see what the problem is. Mm-hmm. Through the phone, you can pretty much tell, but it's underground. You don't know whether it's 1 inch, 1.25 inch, 2 inch, what kind of pipe they have. It's hard pipe. And if it's an old system, it can be galvanized still here in Michigan. And you got to just dig it up and find it. Then you got to run and get parts. You got to charge them for that too. Mm-hmm. Just because you're not physically on the job, but you're going and getting their parts to fix their stuff, you got to charge them that hourly rate for the shopping and going, and the knowledge of knowing where to go to get the parts, even if it's only going to Home Depot. The whole time that they're, you know what I mean? And if it's something you can't get and you have to order it, the minute you find out you can't get it, you stop the clock for that job, and you'll resume it when you get the parts and go back. Mm-hmm. They won't get the second service charge, but that initial service charge is $75 for us, and you get the first quarter hour. and make sure you don't say the first 15 minutes because then they go, oh, you know what I mean? If you just put the word in quarter hour in there, it doesn't register with them. They think, 25 minutes as a quarter. That's just the way people think. I'm sorry to say it, but our customers aren't always the brightest when they read the paper.
Well, you'd be lucky if they read it.
I think here the going rate is 75 to 100 an hour.
Yeah, look at what Shane said. The furnace guy is going to get $100 just to go out and look at it. He's not pulling any tools out. He's driving from a shop to that person's home, and it's going to be $100 just to show up.
That's funny because I called a chimney sweep guy. I just need my chimney sweep. And he's like, well, we got to come out with service charge this to a 21-point inspection on your whole chimney. And I'm like, no, I don't need that. I just need it swept. Just come out with your broom or your little stick and sing Chimney Roo on the roof and sweep my damn chimney. He's like, well, we got to do all that. I'm like, well, then I guess I'm just going to pass on you. I'll figure it out myself. I know I can do it myself. I just don't want to get dirty.
Right. And it's a good job. Yeah. And you need to do it. Or you can just burn one of those creosote clearing logs.
Which is what we did, which is what we burned a couple of those chimney sweeping logs. We actually burned 2 of them before we lit it up, but
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Chimney fire ain't no fun, man.
Service charges just to come look at stuff I have a hard time paying for. Unless it's something like plumbing or, like irrigation. It makes sense. Some of the, if it makes sense to me, I don't have a problem paying for it because they don't know they're taking their time to come investigate what's wrong. There was nothing wrong with my chimney. I just needed to sweat. It's brand freaking new. It's like 4 years old. Right. It's not so I'm not going to pay for a service charge for that. But if my furnace is broke, yeah, I get it. If we come out, I don't know what the hell's wrong with it. I looked at it and I did what I knew. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, but the service charge is because I've had to load tools. I've had to drive out there, and that costs fuel. It costs my time. Then I'm paying insurance, and I wanted to divide it among all the customers, not just one. So you're going to pay a little bit on that, and that's what kind of determined the prices. Now, a few years ago, we were like $60, and then we got to looking at the books, and it just wasn't jiving with the gas prices being at nearly $5 a gallon or whatever, 4 something, and we had to raise it just to cover the cost of fuel. And now that we got it, we refuse to let go of it.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, so Shane said he was going to show up last night. Mike said he'd show up.
Yeah, he's probably sleeping.
Yeah.
I doubt it. Mike's probably busy moving, or maybe it snowed.
Yeah, Mike's probably busy. I know he's moving.
Yeah.
He hasn't. I'm waiting for it. I've only seen the picture of his new house on the outside. I haven't seen the actual tour of it or anything. Have you?
No, he hasn't put one out yet.
I tried to get on YouTube, and a lot of times I'm literally on YouTube. I watch something for 5 minutes, and I gotta go do something else. It's I just have to say hi to people, like Shane, hi Shane, what's going on? All right, and I'm off. I gotta go. I can't sit and watch for hours. Sometimes it's
right.
Now that I'm in the winter, I have more time. But
you don't feel like you have to do this for a minute and then get the heck out of there and keep going.
The problem is Shane, Lanier, all them guys, they make money at this right now. So it became a job to them. I'm not there yet. So once I'm there, and I'm trying to get there, and I know it's going to take me a while, then maybe this will become more of that priority because I see the end result. I don't see the end result right now. And so it's hard for me to prioritize this over the stuff that I'm getting money on currently. So that's the issue. And I'm sure everybody actually, all those big channels probably felt the same way. If you go back and look at some of Spencer's earlier stuff from, Spencer's Lager, it was no different. I look at it okay, I'm not doing anything different than any of these other big channels did when they started out.
Right.
Biggest thing is trying to be more consistent.
Somebody's phone going off. I hear a vibration.
Yeah, mine is.
When mine goes off, we'll all know it'll be AC/DC.
Oh, mine ain't.
But we got until January 1st. All the snow contracts are over with, and we're going to have to recover, from New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So give us a couple of days to recover. Then we're going to start loading up and heading south. And unless it starts snowing a lot, and then I got to train someone in the truck. We don't have anyone to take my spot. So we got to train someone, but we haven't had no snow to train them. And you don't want to put someone that's never been in a plow truck out there with a new plow, especially one with wings on it.
No, that's why Tyler, I'm told him, dude, first time we go out, you're going out with me.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it together. So
yeah. It's okay for them to drive a second truck out there, but you got to physically put them in the truck with you and show them how to operate the plow, and not to be ramming the push the plow, the snow. But when you get close to that curb, you got to let up on it and let the snow slow you down or tap the brakes a little bit. If you're sliding, you're going faster. Literally, you can feel the inertia change,
right?
Especially if you have a salter on the back of your truck and you got salt in it, and then
got to raise it up and make sure it doesn't hit the curb or try to turf up. Yeah, I mean,
we only have some properties we salt.
Yeah, so you can't be hitting the curbs.
Grass spreader.
You got to teach them about the cleanup rounds, and not to leave too much at the edge for them to have to do on their cleanup round, or take them forever to get it over to roll it. But they got to push it back the first time and not tear into the grass. And there's a lot to plowing that you got to teach someone. That we learned the hard way. I'm sure.
The hard way. I never had nobody teach me how to plow. I'm just every time I go out. Last year, everything I went out with that old Western plow I had last year, I learned. It's just I got better by the end of the year. But
how many yards did you have to go and
none
snow repair at the end?
I had one person call about their yard, and that was it. But none of the rest of them said anything about their yards.
Well, that's great because that means you didn't.
But the one that called about her yard, the only place I could put it, it's kind of like it wasn't much of a yard there to begin with. So I don't know what she was complaining about.
Right.
But yeah, it was. It's okay.
There's some plow accounts that I look at and I'm like, no, I don't want this. Thank you. But maybe you should call this guy, because to tell you the truth, there's no place to put it. You have too many curbs, along the side. You've got this decorative brick all the way along your driveway, and I've got to try to stay within that. Then I can't push the snow up over the top of it without ripping a couple out. No, thank you. But thanks for the call.
Yeah.
I'm not coming out and dragging a snowblower off like your husband did because you wanted that border there. I'm in a plow truck and it's dark. I don't see, beyond my headlights, and I can't see on the side of my truck. And I'm not rolling my window down and sticking my head out and trying to figure out where the end of the plow is to where your bricks are at when there's 6 inches of snow and they're all covered up. And I'm not going to know until I touch them. And the way Michigan was last year, the ground was soft most of the year before it froze. It was late February, early March before the ground ever froze, so you could actually push the snow off to the yards without worrying about tearing things up. I mean, we went out the 30th of January last year and fixed sod that we rolled over from the first time we plowed or the second time we plowed on a circle drive. We literally can't make that turn with the plow on the truck without going off the edge a little bit, and we tore up like 16 inches of sod trying to make the turn with a 7.5 foot plow. The 8.5, the 9 footer, we didn't even put it on that driveway because we knew he was going to tear it up.
Yep.
Mine's a 9.2.
Yeah.
Mine's a 7.6.
Yeah, well, we got a new 8.6 this year, and we're going to use the old 7.6, and the other 8-foot plow is laying over near the edge of the field, the bean field. I need to take the hay fork and stab it and lift it up and put it on a trailer and take it to the scrap yard, but the hell with that. Scrap's down so low. There's no pump or anything left on it. It's just a blade and a broken A-frame. So, it's pretty much gone. It made it through. I mean, it's 20 years old. and it needed a new wear bar, and there was some holes in the deck board. And it's like, no, it's not. It's not repairable. Let's start looking on Craigslist and find another one and just replace it. It's something newer. Well, that was all well and fine, but nobody posted them this last spring until late in the fall, and then they wanted, astronomical prices for them. I'm like, no, you're not getting that for that used plow.
That's why. That's why I waited till fall to sell my old plow truck, because I knew I'd get more out of it than if I wanted to sell in the spring. I know I was selling it in the spring, and I got what I paid for out of it. So I didn't, I paid $3,000 for it. I sold it for $3,000.
And you got damn lucky to do that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a guy like me that would have crawled underneath there and saved the rust, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the lines and stuff, we'd have been telling you about that to drop the price down. Because we'd have made you feel bad about trying to sell a truck that we're going to have to replace all the lines on.
Oh, you have to replace all the lines.
Or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what did you say? You got a Western or a Boss?
Me, I bought a Boss. Yeah. Deputy's got a Western.
Yeah,
I like my Boss.
We don't have a Western dealer around here. Boss is like everywhere. And then they got the Snow X. And I listened to Deputy and Mike from Bush about staying away from the Snow X and the stuff. He said there's a lot of problems.
The salt spreaders are good, but
we have a Buyers. That's the stainless steel one. Like, everything except for the chain is stainless steel. And we just sprayed it down with PB Blaster and then let that dry and put fluid film on it. And man, those rollers rolled right away as soon as we hooked it to the bed, you know what I mean, and put power to it. Everything just functioned. The spreader motor was kind of iffy because there's just no way to get in there and spray that, but it turned. So thank God for brass.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I don't know if I'll get a tailgate spreader or not this year. We'll see. I guess I'd have to have a hell of a January, February.
Honestly, I mean, if I was to redo it for what I have now, honestly, I could just take one of those bags of salt and then the those when you go to Home Depot, you get those things of seed with the containers. You could just fill those up and just handshake the driveways, honestly, and save money. And
that's what I do right now. I actually have one of those push spreaders for grass. But that salt destroys them every year. If you get a full year out of one of those, you did good. Last year I had to replace it once because I used it like 4 times and that spreader just got destroyed.
I think this is my 3rd season on mine.
Yeah, we had the tailgate spreader and we found out that the full bed spreader is much better.
Oh, I believe it. I believe that. They're way more expensive though.
Yeah, but if you look around, you can find them for a pretty good deal. And we bought the whole setup, and we didn't want anything but the plow and the spreader. Didn't want the truck, so we kind of took everything off that we needed off. Cleaned the truck up real good. Pressure washed it, fixed a couple of minor things that was wrong with it, set it out to the road, and got the full price of what we paid for the spreader and the plow for just the truck.
Mm-hmm.
But it was.
I mean,
that's worth it then.
Maybe if I get a 3/4 ton my next truck, or or 1 ton, then I'll get an actual spreader that can handle it.
Yeah.
So this was your first year by yourself, Drew?
Yep.
You worked with oh my God, I can't think of his name.
Jim's Landscape LLC one.
Jim for a while.
Yeah, I give him a hand every now and again.
I haven't seen him on here in a while.
He's not been en route. That's the only thing he was making the last 3 or 4 months was those en route videos where he was showing what he was making. I'm sorry, Jim. I can't watch that.
No, I don't.
Everybody knows we have to drop some jobs.
I'm not a fan of. I have a couple guys that are truckers on here, and I have a hard time watching them when they're just driving. That's. There was one guy who does his meals and stuff in the back. It's kind of fun to watch.
Rigging and jigging.
Maybe I got rigging and jigging. There's another.
He's in the motel cooking on a hot plate.
Oh, you guys, it reminds me of military cooking. Actually, it's not.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe cool in route or something, like if you go pick up a new mower or something like that. But maybe just not like every yard, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Jim's a bad guy. I think that he's just in the old mind frame. You know what I mean?
Could
And
be.
and he complains a lot about his job. I
Mhm.
mean, you chose this. Why would you complain about it? You're the one who chose this profession. It didn't choose you. No one asked you to go buy a lawnmower and start a yard care company. If you don't like it that much, then change.
I love it. I'm happiest when I'm on a mower just mowing.
Mhm.
I used to be, and then after a few years, it got boring. And then employee problems was overwhelming. I'm telling you, damn near put me in the hospital a few times with just anxiety attacks from employees not showing up or being late, or it's sprinkling just a little bit and they didn't want to come in because it was raining. And I'm like, I don't know where it's raining at. It's not raining here at the shop. You know, you live 5 miles away. The jobs are north. There's no rain north. Why aren't you here? Just
Right.
because it's raining at your house doesn't mean it's raining here.
Right.
That's right. We don't think about that stuff.
I've seen it raining on the other side of the road, and where I'm cutting grass is 95 degrees and humid as all get out and sunny. And you look up and you're mowing the stripe and you see beyond what you're on, and it's just dark cloud and just a wall of rain. Yeah. And you go out, you finish up and you go out to go to the next neighborhood. And when the street's just totally wet, everything's soaked, and you're like, huh, it rained?
Right. Right.
you know?
I know
And
some
then
people that, I mean, they do complain about their job too, but lawn care is all they can do, work related.
Yeah.
well,
I don't know about that.
I don't accept.
Because it's if you're doing lawn care is a pretty physical job. It can,
Mhm.
it can be. And there's a lot of non-physical jobs out there.
Yeah.
Walmart will cater to your needs. Like if you can't stand so long, they'll let you sit down.
Mhm.
So I mean,
Who knows? Maybe that's just their mindset. I don't know.
I couldn't work for Walmart. I couldn't pass their test. They have some questions on their questionnaire.
Diego amigo, what's up, man?
Amigo.
He must have just woke up.
Uh-huh.
It's 5 o'clock in the morning for him.
I'm surprised he's up. He's usually up by now. No, I think last time I started this at 9.
Mhm.
I think last time I started doing this at 9, but I can't do it right now because of the school kids. So we'll see. After the first year, maybe we'll switch back to 9.
Yeah.
Try to catch some of them West Coasters because hopefully my kids go back to school.
Mhm.
I enjoy having my winters off in my house by myself. I get a lot done.
Dude, you have no idea what it's like when the last child leaves. The wife has the empty nest syndrome, but we are like, hell yeah, time to walk around in the boxers.
Deputy has no pants on right now.
Oh, the grandkids are coming. Damn, there goes all my freedoms.
Yeah, I guess that's so much for having fun now. I guess that's later.
I ain't having a cocktail in the recliner with a big stogie now.
I know.
I'll put up with the wife.
I got to build my stogie bar area. We can't smoke in the. I don't smoke in the house. And, I only have a cigar like every once in a while, but
In the garage or
right now, yeah. But I opened the garage up a little bit. I bought a propane heater for the garage. Works wonderful.
Oh, you got the propane one? See, I got the kerosene. I like that kerosene turbo heater because I can carry it outside and literally melt the ice off of something that needs to be repaired and heat the steel up just by sticking it over there and letting it blast a while.
Yeah.
And it'll heat the shop up.
Well, this one that I bought is supposed to, it'll heat my shop up. It'll heat my back garage. It's portable. It's not fixed to the wall or anything. I mean, portable. It's heavy. I got to move it. It's not like it's light to carry. It's a bigger one. But anyway, the idea is to move it in my back garage so I can clean that out now and get that organized and then eventually take it to my shop, which my shop has a heater in it. But I think you have to get a pig or something to put back there to run that thing. It's just huge. It's a huge heater.
Well, maybe in 10 years you'll have 30 acres somewhere with the box blind and the buddy heaters and all of that in it, so that you don't have to sit in the tree stand and get snowed on to hunt deer. I was like,
Hey,
Floyd,
I'm thinking about going out
this is
tonight.
Michigan, buddy. This is Michigan. It goes from 14 to below 30 while you're sitting in that stand.
It wasn't like I was cold. It
Right.
was, but towards the end, so I shot that buck early, which we just got the meat back yesterday. But I shot that buck early in the day, and my shotgun is just loud as hell. And I shot it in the hindquarters, which pisses me off because I lost a lot of meat. But so I got that. I sat there. I'm thinking, okay, well, it's 8 o'clock. I usually sit till like 10:30. So I sat there, and about 10 o'clock, man, it was snowing, but it was that wet, heavy snow. Yeah. So it wasn't like it was just snow. I was getting soaked. It's like it was raining. I mean, I tell you, I'm like, I'm done. I'm going. Once I started feeling wet, I was done.
Yeah.
I went down and yeah. But it's hard. I'm not a very good shot with my shotgun. So I do, but I'm scoping it, and it was a tough shot. And it's all good. I'm buying a rifle for next year for sure, but I didn't plan on hunting with a gun at all. I never do. I don't usually rifle hunt, but I ended up going out like 4 times so far with my shotgun, and so I'm like, told my wife, I said, I might as well buy a rifle. Go give me a 30-06 or something.
Well, if you're north of 46, that's good. That's a good choice. But here in Michigan, I'm going to tell you the best choice you could get is like a Marlin 45 or a 35. You know what I mean? Something that's the right calibers. Find the DNR officer and find out, what they are.
South, right?
Yeah. Anything below 46. Yep. South of 46. You got to use a shotgun or a muzzle loader. Mm-hmm. Me, myself, the muzzle loaders are so accurate that I don't mind using a muzzle loader at all. And as long as it's the 209 primer, you know what I mean? Mine will drive tax at 200 yards.
Nice. Yeah, everywhere I could shoot from that tree stand, I could use my bow. I could even use my bow on that deer. And I think Michigan's allowing you to rifle hunt the rest of the year.
Yeah.
This year. So I don't know. If I go out, I might just bring my bow with me. I feel more accurate with my bow than I do with that shotgun. It's just, yeah. Plus, it's funner. I like shooting with the bow.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, I cheat a little bit. I do use a crossbow, but
you cheat a lot. But if I was your age, I'd cheat too.
Yeah, well, holding 70 pounds back for 3 or 4 minutes is not, even with 80% let off, it's not something I want to do anymore.
I know. So when I bought my bow this year, because I bought a brand new bow, I debated it. Do I get a crossbow or a compound? And I told my wife, I said, I love shooting the compounds so much. She goes, well, just buy a compound. In 10 years, you won't be able to pull it back, and we'll get a crossbow then. It'll be time for an upgrade anyway. I'm like, all right, done deal. So that's what I went with, because I'm not as old as you yet.
Right. Well, 10 years ago.
My age and younger that shoot crossbows, I give them so much crap.
Oh, yeah. I've had mine about 4 years now.
Yeah.
Ever since I hurt my shoulder and I couldn't physically draw it back, I'm like, that's it, I'm still going to hunt.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do it differently. And you still have to cock it.
Oh, yeah.
I can get a lot more arrows downrange with my compound than I can with a crossbow, and a whole lot quieter. There's some disadvantages to the crossbow. It's loud when they go off. They're loud.
Oh, I know.
You hear it in the woods. And when you're deer hunting, a twig snapping a quarter of a mile away sounds like it was right behind you,
Yeah.
But,
a couple of guys at home would have crossbows, and I've just heard them release them. They keep them cocked till they get back to the camp, and then we got a target that they shoot the arrow into to release them.
You have to.
They're loud.
Yeah, and you're not gonna recock one of those very easily from one of the smaller tree stands that we hunt out of. You know what I mean? You need a good solid plant on the ground, or
because they have 2 strings. One of them had the 2 strings they pull up like this, and I don't know. I know they make some fancy crossbows where you don't even have to do that. They cock themselves, and
that ratcheting strap thing. No, I'm not into all that.
I didn't look into it too much. Once I decided I was doing compound, I just went out and tried to shoot a couple compounds and ended up going with that Hoyt, which I love. But
they're nice, aren't they?
Yeah, it is nice. It's a nice bow.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking about going hunting tonight.
Now, what's the release on it?
That's a 30-minute drive to my spot. I have to remember. I don't remember, man. I just know it's a Hoyt, and when I got it all set up, I don't even remember asking what poundage he had to set up or pull back, like what the pound. I just know it shoots and I love it, and I have to look at it. I don't pay no attention to all of that. I was just excited to get a new bow.
He just grabs it and says, "All right, this will work."
I said, "Okay, this is my price range. Give me what you got. That's best." And he gave me like 4 bows, and I pulled them back, and I like the Hoyt. You know, it was just, there was something about it.
Smooth.
And I'm on it, man. Up to 30 yards. I'm breaking.
Now, you using a trigger release and all that, or are you shooting fingers?
Trigger release, and I got the peep sight and the kisser button. Hey, Amy. Good morning.
Amy,
what's up?
He says, "I have a pickaxe." Yeah, jumping out of the tree on top of him with a pickaxe, that might not be a good idea. There you go.
No.
20 feet in the air.
And it's unfortunate. Like that deer I shot, we actually had it was still alive. We went back like an hour and a half later. It was still alive because that's why I shot it in the rear, you know. But it was dying. But it was like it could barely keep its head up. So we ended up having to put it out of this misery, which sucks. You know, you hate walking up on deer that's like the 3rd one in my lifetime I've had to walk up on. Not mine. That was the first one of my deer. But I've walked on buddies helping them, and their deer were still alive a little bit. And one of them got up and ran away and then didn't get very far and lay back down. So, I mean, it was even more alive. Mine was pretty much, I bet you another 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But
there was one shot at the camp this year that had been wounded and lived, and it was a near spine shot, and it came out, and it came around again and got taken again. Well, we're like, what the hell is this wound on his back? Well, you know, being conservative hunters, we'll just cut this part out. We won't worry about it. You know what I mean? We hung it to gut it, and it was all infected inside. It had been shot with earlier. It was a nice buck. It was a 6-point buck, which was a nice buck.
Through and didn't hit nothing vital, and it got affected.
Yep. Just how in the world it missed everything. I mean, and it was like a 3.5-inch spot near its spine that it blew out, and it still lived. It was walking around and acting normal. It's not like you can see that when it's in thicket. You know what I mean?
You couldn't eat that then, right?
In the vitals. What's that?
You couldn't eat that then, right? Being infected.
No,
you have to cut that out.
We had to throw it out, and it was bad. It was kind of a sad thing too, because some of the people that I hunt with, they depend on that venison meat to make it through the winter.
Yeah, you do have that. You do have that still. You watch them Alaskan bush people where they like catch a fish. Like, this is our meat for the winter and stuff. And it's a practice here in Michigan still. I wouldn't say it's a popular practice, but there's still people here who rely on that stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When Diego put I have a pickaxe, I don't know why I pictured him running through the woods like an Indian.
Amigo.
I know. Yeah, but
Amigo, where are you going?
I have DG for you.
And Diego, I gave you 2 pickaxes, not just a pickaxe. You were like one in each hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool. Yeah. I mean, I didn't get out and get much fishing done this year, but I've gotten a lot of hunting done, so I'm excited. I'm going to go out. My cousin has the 24th through like the first of the year off, so he might stay up at his cabin 1 or 2 more times. If he does that, I might go up there with him.
You missed a good salmon run, man.
Yeah.
North of the Betsy River. He was invited.
I know. And they were running. He's on a river where they run up that river, but he's on the end of the river where they're kind of like that zombie stage, Yeah. You don't really want to catch them. You can, but they're not the best tasting fish anymore.
The water was extremely high this year, and it was really swift where it was, and it was shoulder to shoulder fishing most of the time while they were running. But they weren't running the first weekend we were up there. We might have saw 2 fish pass by. The last one, the last day, man, they were everywhere. But of course, the fishermen were everywhere too.
It can get crazy, Drew. You can almost stick a net in the water and catch them.
I don't want to allow you to do that, or I would do it. So, but yeah, I didn't. I was fishing in Tennessee while I was down there. I couldn't resist it, man. There's a nice lake there. I got to throw a plug in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I asked the guy. I said, "Do you mind if I bring my fishing pole and tackle boxes when I'm coming? You know, I know I'm coming to visit you, but there's a nice pond out front. I got to try it."
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about shaving this part of my beard off today, so I got the little mutton chops and the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just sleep with the wife says we go home. Then, you know, think about doing that whole clean shave, clean it up a little bit, let it grow back out again. But
Or just shave the mustache and just keep a beard, trim it up.
hey, Lou, what's up, man?
Roberts.
Hey, you think they're gonna do GIE next year, even if we gotta wear face masks and stuff still?
With this vaccine, I think we're going to go back to normal.
I'm definitely going. So I was thinking about booking a room and all that and getting this stuff taken care of here soon.
Yeah.
Trying to get on top of it. Or
I don't know.
Or I might just bring the camper down there, camp.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get within 45 minutes of a drive in the morning, or 30 minutes of a drive in the morning,
Absolutely.
and go camp in Kentucky, you'd love it, man. Especially in October, it's still warm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see if the wife wants to go down there and go camping out. She doesn't care about the whole GIE thing, but she likes camping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was looking on Craigslist and on Facebook Marketplace for a camper, but now's deer season for us in Michigan, so
yeah,
it's pretty slim pickings unless you buy new.
Yeah,
but I don't want to buy new.
Well,
but if I could get,
there's low on stock too, just like everything else.
Yeah,
cost too much new anyhow, probably.
My whole house lights are flickering right now. I don't know why.
Somebody probably
forgot to pay his electric bill.
Maybe it's the Chinese coming from Canada.
Maybe. Well, they'd have an awful large swim to get to your side of the state.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. When I was over,
we had that submarine in Muskegon. Maybe we'll get it put back in action.
When we were going over there and we'd get to the end of 10, as far as it would go west, I'm like, "Hi, Floyd. I know you're around here somewhere, buddy. Come on, let's go fishing."
10, yeah. No, we're way a bit from it, but yeah, we're close to it.
I seen guys out doing leaves and things in October, and I'm like, "You should have planned better. You're gonna be fishing."
Right.
I know that's mean, but
there's still people out here trying to catch up with fall cleanups around here. To me, if you're still doing fall cleanups, then you have a personnel problem or you have too many properties.
Yeah.
It's December. Like, there shouldn't be out people trying to push leaves around anymore. And I mean, even if a client called me and said, "Hey, I'm like, sorry, I'm done for the year, man. We can come get you in the spring, whatever left." But
I had a guy call me just this week wanting me to come clean up the leaves he's already piled up. I'm not going out there. And
you can see that's Diego's wife. There.
Nice.
Yeah.
She comes on.
Get some ladies in here now.
Right.
Thanks for coming, Lou.
Oh man, yeah. That's what I said. I think 9 o'clock. Look, it's 9:33. People are starting to move. Maybe 8 o'clock's a little too early.
Yeah, maybe.
But we're gonna keep it.
More coffee myself.
We're gonna keep it at 8 for now. Yeah, we're gonna get ready to get off here. I gotta go fix that toilet. But I think Monday we'll do it at 8, and then next week we'll do this Lawn Dog Coffee at 8 again. Next week anyway, Monday and Wednesday, and maybe we'll adjust times from there.
Yeah, I think Wednesday's a good day, kind of middle of the week.
Well, next week my kids don't have school at all. They're off on the Christmas winter break thing, so they don't need the computer. So
yeah, well, you can just You can go to the office, show them out.
It's downstairs. So.
And you're doing the right thing. And I'm glad you had a successful season. We were kind of worried about that last winter.
Yeah, I was nervous.
Yeah, Drew done well.
I think I did okay for my first season. I think next year I'm going to do a little bit better planning for the winter, I think. But
a little better planning. We all learn, and your advertising budget was probably low this year, so you didn't get to advertise like you want to.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. I spent some money on advertising this year, and I've spent some money already this year for next year for advertising. Like I bought some EDDM cards. I'm going to try that out one more time, and if that doesn't work for me this time, then that'll probably be the last time I do that.
Well, I spent some money on my website, and I use Google My Business and Facebook and IG.
The website nowadays, I don't think is necessary anymore, but the Google My Business is very, very good. And if you're in a populous area to where you have lots of homes within 15 miles of your business, the apps are really good. The Nextdoor app. It's worth $50 to run that.
Yeah, some people recommended me in there already, which I'm finding out, and it's like, cool.
Yeah, so, that's a good thing for you to be in so people can contact you. That's the Google My Business page, the Nextdoor app, wherever we get settled at in South Carolina. Once I find an address that I can do it, I'm still having a hard time with the company name. I don't want my surname attached to it because I want to sell it in 10 years or less. That's the goal, is to build it to where it's actually sellable, because it is a service business and you can sell those. So, and to be into, North Carolina and Tennessee, to where I'm just driving around in some little sports car and telling other people what to do. I don't even have a shovel in the trunk no more,
Right. I just love
I don't see you in a sports car, man. I see you more in like a jacked out Jeep or something with a convertible. Convertible. But
Dodge Ram. I like the Dodge Ram four-wheel drives. They're already tall enough, but I can't stand those stump catchers on them. I got to rip those things off the steps. That's the first thing I take off. I get a truck with those on it, and I get underneath it with.
You don't like the steps?
I hate them things, especially being out in farm country. They get hung up on.
Well, yeah, I guess it depends what you're using them for. Absolutely, I get that.
Yeah.
But
I just Google called me the other day and say, oh, we need to upgrade your Google My Business and get these ads and things going, and I'm just like, no, I'm good. I don't want to spend no money. I'm happy with the free version.
Drew, that's not Google calling you, buddy. That's an SOE company, and please do not buy into that. I did a few years ago.
Google don't call you.
No. And they're still trying to charge my card that I stopped on for an SOE company, and I get email alerts all the time. And every year they try 12, 15 times to charge that card. And I'm like, you guys never done nothing. You charged me money, but you didn't do anything for me.
I can see that too.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Take his horse to the hometown road.
Yeah,
I do still have my Spurs.
Maybe I'll work on my SEO on my website, maybe, but that's about it.
Well, you need to do it on the keywords on your Google My Business page, so that you can stay up at near the top in your area.
Here's what I suggest, Drew. If you're gonna spend money like that if you're gonna spend money, I would think about, and I'm not saying do it because I wouldn't do it. I am not gonna do it. But the home advisor stuff does work, but it's expensive. I wouldn't do it right now. Because it's too expensive. It's more than what I want to do. The best, and it's true today as it was 100 years ago. Word of mouth is the best advertisement. And so I would keep the online spending to a minimum. Maybe have a website. I have a website. I get that. You got to buy the address and all that. But I'd stay away from all that Google, paying people to put you on top of Google, or paying home advisor. You can do home advisors. It's legit when they do call. Google doesn't call you. Home advisor does. They call me too much. I keep telling them no because I'm not doing it. But if you were to do one of those two,
I might try to do like those Facebook ads and stuff. That I
even if you do the Facebook ads, you got to make sure you're hitting the right target. Make sure you're hitting. It's not just going on your page to your friends. So you're getting it on. Like I live in Newaygo County. That if I'm putting it, I want Newaygo County to see it, not my friends. They all know. All my friends know I do this. I don't need to do that to them.
Right.
I need to get it on those pages those group pages for the counties and stuff like that.
I might try, maybe 3 or 4 ads next year or whatever, just to see, but other than that, I'll just keep what I have. You know what I mean?
Drew, bandit signs work really well
and they're
for local people, and they're pretty cheap. Yeah. And I tell you, the reviews on Google, on your page and on your website, those are the most important things. When you do a job for someone and they're pleased with it, ask them to put the review on. Text them the link so that they can do the review. Do a little bit of the work yourself, so this makes it easy for the customer to do, but get them to write your review while they're extremely happy with you. You're going to get a bad review now and then. You can contest it, but there's always going to be one butthole that's going to bring it down. But, if you get 25 4-star reviews or 20 and 5, 5-star reviews, and you get a 2-star review, you can go on there and rebuttal that customer, you know what I mean? And pretty much tell them, this is what we did. This is what we was hired to do. And you know what I mean? Be respectful, but put your side on the reply to the review and let people read it. You know what I mean? But
and you have to do that reach out to the customers to get that good review, because people don't go on and put good reviews. They go on to put bad reviews. They'll make a point to go put a bad review on, but if they want to put a good review on, I need to give that guy a good review, and then they never do it. Yeah, so if you take that extra step to send them that link, then they're like, oh yeah, let's do that right now. I'm sitting here watching TV.
I'll reach out to some people here and take a picture of my Google My Business, and after I talk with them here, I'll be like, here, I'll send you this picture of it. Here's where you leave a review. And
I just copied the link and send it right to their phone, text it to them, or I put it in their email and ask, please leave us a review. So
how would you get a link or whatever for your Google My Business to them?
You just copy it from your URL up in the top corner and send it to them.
Yeah, you send it to them through email or, copy it on your phone, Safari or whatever, and send it to them through text.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Copy and paste it.
Yeah. So that it makes it easy for them to go to that page. Just click the link and they're there. You know what I mean? And then they'll see the right to review, and they'll more likely to do it there. But getting good reviews and lots of reviews is your best advertisement that you can get on Google My Business and all your apps like the Nextdoor and all of that. So those you got to have. Those you're going to have to ask for, because like you said, they'll go on to put a bad review on, but getting good reviews is very hard to do. And, if you give them a couple of dollars off for writing a review, then you spend a couple of dollars. You know what I mean? They think they're getting something big for it, but it's an incentive, Oh, we'll deduct $2 off your next bill if you'll go here and write this review for us. You know what I mean? Review us. You don't ask for a good review or a bad review. You just ask for a review, So, and you give them a little incentive. You'll be surprised at what you can get for $2.
Yeah,
off the bill. The next
when I show up to their house or whatever, because I got Christmas cards for them too, and their last bill for mowing, be like, hey, can you write me a review? Here's your Christmas card, and
I mailed out Christmas cards to all my customers.
Yeah,
and then a week later, I mailed out all my contracts for next year.
Right.
So it's fresh in their mind.
Yeah. So when the season's there, it's ready to go. Did you give them a place for additional services?
Yeah.
That they may request?
Yep. Yeah. My a la carte menu doubled. I got irrigation in there this year. I got fertilization.
You're doing irrigation now?
No, subcontracting it out, but I got a deal with somebody who give me a better price. It's just me pushing paper. I'm basically the middleman, and I know that, but yeah, it's a service I'm trying to offer, trying to become more of a full service type company. You know.
Well, when he's out there on the jobs, go out there and help him, so you can
Right.
pick up the knowledge, so you won't need him in 2 or 3 years.
Right. Exactly.
I'm just saying.
I'm not going to tell him that.
Well, no, I mean, don't tell us irrigation guys that, but you know what I mean. And you'll see some of the specialty tools that he has, and you'll say, "Well, I got to have that," and then you look at the price and go, "What?"
Yeah, no.
This locator is how much? $1,600 for a locator, and it's just a wand with the earphones. Wow.
Can I use 2 sticks?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, there's a break in the wire, so it stops here. I still can't find that valve box. Where the?
You ever done that with the sticks in the metal and they cross? Does that work?
I'm not that old.
Yeah, but people still do it.
Yeah, divining rods. I've seen it done. I don't have that talent.
I don't understand. And those people that have that talent, it actually works for them?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it actually works. I've seen it done for well drilling and different things, and finding large scale projects where the water's inside the valve box and you can't find it, and there'll be 4 or 5 to 10 valves nearby. Yeah, we've had them come out and do the veining rods to find the boxes that are buried 2 foot in the ground from 20 years of leaves and stuff piling on them. Yeah, they work.
That's weird, man. I've never seen it done work, but I've never seen it done. So
we have an elderly gentleman that lives in Bushnell, where I grew up at, and he does it with a willow branch with the fork in it, and it'll literally start shaking in his hand. I'll go away. I don't even know. This is a home phone. It ain't nobody important.
no, it's probably for the wife.
Yeah.
I need to get some long contracts, I think, going for this coming season. I think it's going to be a must.
Well, service agreements are always good. I wouldn't call it so much a contract as I would a service agreement,
Yeah.
because contract sounds kind of impersonal. A
Mhm.
service agreement, you know what I mean? They seem to think they can get out of a service agreement, which is a binding contract anyway, but it's just not worded contract. It's worded service agreement, because you're a lawn care service.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Maybe I have something that I change in the future. That's a good idea.
Maybe Floyd can kind of show me something like what he does, and then I can get some ideas on doing one.
Yeah, I have one that I got from Office Depot, and I'm looking at BLM, Brian's Lawn Maintenance, and he's selling the same damn things that I got from Office Depot a couple of years ago. His is damn near word for word of the copy that I have, and all I did was buy one, scan it into my computer, and I've been using it forever. I change the wording every now and then, and the date. I change the date every spring, and I don't send them out until February or March.
Right. That's when I sent mine out. Last year was February. But this year I'm just trying something different, trying to see what happens. Plus I have plans. Like I kind of spoke to you and Mike about the other day, and I kind of, if I could show the bank that I have 70 contracts for next year already, it'll help them with some things.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, good luck, guys.
yeah, I'm going to get off here. I got to get to work, go fix the toilet.
Yeah, go have fun with that messy job.
Oh, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
It's
I should go
pleasure as
live.
always.
All right, Deputy. We'll see you next Monday, man. Well, I might be on Friday. We'll see.
Yeah. I'll try to be nice and not call you Bear no more, Drew. But I had to, you know.
Yeah, I know.
All right, buddy. Y'all have a great week.
All right, we'll see you guys. Bye, everyone.